welcome to Tales of Honor Podcast, a podcast dedicated to telling the true stories of the Congressional Medal of Honor. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tales of Honor Podcast. I'm your host, Christoph Ambrosch, and this is episode 93. This is going to be the last of the World War I recipients for now. We will come back to them. What I'm going to try to do, if you guys haven't been keeping up to speed, I'm going to try to do 2 months of each conflict going back and forth, kind of help switch it up a little bit. The last section was the Vietnam War. This section was World War I. And the next episode will be the beginning of the Korean War. Do that for 2 months, and then we'll go on to something else. I'll probably do a poll up on Instagram to see what the next conflict will be after that. I'll essentially get it down to 2, and then that gives me 4 months to work with. So without any further ado, this episode is being brought to you by The Bearded Detailer. Simply go to www.thebeardeddetailer.com and visit the swag store. If you're local to the Bearded Detailer in Center Valley, Pennsylvania, you can hit them up for any of your detailing needs. But if you're not, and you just want some good cleaning supplies for your car, there's lots of stuff on there. And it's good quality products made right here in the USA by Optimum Polymer Technologies and Laminex Protective Films. Do that, and while you're over there, pick up a t-shirt. Pick up The Bearded Detailer t-shirt and pick up a Tales of Honor podcast t-shirt. Just don't forget that if you use the promo code TOH10, you'll get 10% off your order, and 75% of the profits that use that promo code will be going to the Congressional Medal of Honor Society. And if you buy a t-shirt for Tales of Honor podcast, 50% of the profits of the shirts will be going to the Congressional Medal of Honor Society. So just finding a good way to give back. The Bearded Detailer, for your dirt is his business. And now, a tale of honor. Thomas A. Pope was born on the 15th of December, 1894 in Chicago, Illinois, and enlisted in the U.S. Army after high school. By the age of 24, Thomas was a corporal and was in France in 1918. It was his actions on the 4th of July that would earn him the Medal of Honor. The citation reads, "His company was advancing behind the tanks when it was halted by hostile machine gun fire. Going forward alone, he rushed a machine gun nest, killed several of the crew with his bayonet, and, standing astride his gun, held off the others until reinforcements arrived and captured them." Thomas received the Medal of Honor from General John Pershing on the 22nd of April, 1919, and was the first recipient for the Army in World War I. Thomas's actions were also acknowledged by the British, along with 18 other Americans, and received the Distinguished Conduct Medal from King George V on the 12th of August, 1918. After the war, Thomas became president of the Combat Medal Men, which was an organization for servicemen that had received the Medal of Honor, and he later became a contact officer for the Veterans Administration after being a district foreman for the Cook County Highway Department in Illinois. Thomas A. Pope died from heart failure at the age of 94 on the 14th of June, 1989, and is buried in Arlington National Cemetery, Section 35, Lot 3157. And that was a Tale of Honor. Thank you so much for listening to Tales of Honor Podcast, and if you like this podcast, please be sure that you subscribe no matter where you're listening to this so that you don't miss an episode. Missing an episode would be a terrible thing, and I don't recommend it, nor do 9 out of 10 doctors. Please be sure to leave a nice review, a good rating, and tell your friends and family. You can see more information over on Facebook, Instagram, and at talesofhonorpodcast.com. If you have any questions or comments, you can send them to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, I'm Christoph Ambrosch. Thanks for listening.